Hey there, it's David at Cross Country Mortgage, and today I want to talk about what goes into your cash to close or closing costs when you purchase a home. So this is for purchasing, not refinancing, as there is a pretty significant difference. So when you buy a home, most people know that there's going to be a down payment needed, unless you're doing a certain program that maybe does not require a down payment. So you know you're going to be putting down your 3, 5, 10, 20, 50%. And it's pretty easy to calculate because it's just going to be a percentage of that purchase price. But a large part of your cash to close is also going to be various closing costs and prepaids. And that can vary a lot from one place to the next. So this is where you're going to want to talk to a loan officer about where you are buying and to get a more accurate estimate of what it would cost to buy in that jurisdiction. But today I just want to go over kind of the general categories and what goes into those categories. So the first one is going to be the origination costs, or the cost to the lender for them to take out a mortgage on your behalf. So there's going to be different fees that go into this. The first one, and probably the largest, is going to be the lender's origination fee. And this is a cost to underwrite, process, close, and fund your loan. Every lender might break out those items in different fees. So you might see a processing fee, an underwriting fee, or others will just put it all into one fee, maybe called an origination fee. There's also going to be costs in here that the lender incurs on your behalf when they are taking out or originating that loan. Commonly, there's going to be an appraisal that might be necessary. They're going to have to pull credit, and there's going to be a charge for that. Checking to see if your property is in a flood zone. If you're buying a condo or a co-op, that association or that building might charge a fee to secure certain documents that need to be reviewed by a lender. Tax service fees, again, speak to your lender of what sort of fees they would have. The next major category are title fees. So there's going to be a title company that helps conduct the closing. They're going to secure payments from all parties involved and disperse out to the whomever is due money as part of this transaction, as well as ensure clear title of the property and provide insurance for in case there was an error made about that title report. This can vary a lot from one jurisdiction to the next. And so this is one where you really want to ask your lender, based off where I'm buying, how much would you estimate these to be? And especially if you're looking at different places and if it crosses state lines, if you're looking near a border, ask what the differences would be, because it could be thousands of dollars. It could be a very significant difference. The third category is governmental fees. And again, this can vary quite a bit from one jurisdiction to the next. So most are going to charge you something to record the deed in the mortgage. But there may be other fees involved as well. Commonly, they're called transfer stamp taxes, again, but it varies from jurisdiction from one to the next. But for example, where I'm based in Chicago, if you buy in the city of Chicago, the city is going to charge you $7.50 per thousand of the purchase price. You buy outside in most of the suburbs of Chicago, you do not pay any transfer stamp tax. And so that's another one where, based on where you're buying, the fees you're paying at closing could be significantly different. The third category is what we call prepaids. So it's not necessarily a fee. It's something you are paying in advance as a homeowner. So the two common components of this category are going to be, normally you'll pay your first years of homeowner's insurance up front. And that is something you get to choose. You get to shop for your homeowner's insurance policy, what carrier you want, and what kind of coverage you have, although there may be minimum coverage requirements based on your loan program. And also you will commonly pay interest just from the day of closing through the end of that month, unless you happen to close your loan very early in the month. And you may not have to do that. Again, talk to your loan officer on that. And the last common item is going to be your initial deposit to escrow. So if you are escrowing for taxes and or insurance, or any other, if you have flood insurance and something of that nature, and you are taking out an escrow account to where part of your monthly payment is going into what you can kind of think of as a savings account to pay those bills when they come due, you're going to have to make an initial deposit into that escrow account based off when you are closing and how close it is to those due dates. So again, your loan officer can give you a more firm estimate on how much that would be. There are a couple other common fees that you wouldn't pay as part of the closing of the loan, but that just come with purchasing a home. The first one is if you get an inspection. Highly recommend that you do so. You can see my partner here, Dottie, is making an appearance, but inspector is going to, if you choose to do this, again, highly recommend, talk to your real estate agent. but an inspector is going to go through the home and make sure there are no major issues with the quality of the home that need to be addressed before you go through with this purchase. And the second is, depending again on where you buy, you may need to have an attorney that represents you, that will go over documentation. They'll be the one that deals with the seller side and deal with any issues that might come up throughout the process. If you do have an attorney, of course, you're going to have to pay for them. You get to choose the attorney. If you don't have an attorney, your real estate agent, I should say, will usually undertake those responsibilities in those jurisdictions where you do not have to have an attorney. So if you want a more firm idea of what closing costs might look like for your next home purchase, feel free to shoot me a DM, an email, or you can call or text me on my cell at 269-352-5461. Take care.